So the players being introduced onto the court ahead of this second semi-final. And the team to take to the court first on Novi Sad Al Hakda, the tournament #1 seeds, looking to book their place in the final for the second World Tour final in succession, having taken the title in Tokyo last year. So the top 4 3x3 players in the world all comprise the #1 ranked team in the world. Novi Sad Al Hakda 1 win away from the final, but trying to prevent them reaching that stage are Trbovlje. Tournament #3 seeds, and they're about to be introduced to the crowd. So both teams have been introduced to the crowd. Novi Sad Al Hakda, the tournament #1 seed, taking on the #3 seed, Trbovlje. Novi Sad Al Hakda have been imperious throughout this World Tour final, courtesy of some terrific performances from this man, Dusan Bulut. He was the top scorer through pool play, 10 points in each of his 2 games. In their quarter-final tonight, they eliminated a very tough Manila North squad, and that is how they arrived here at the semi-final stage for the second tournament in succession. Majstorovic, Shadero, Savic, along with Bulut, all capable of filling it up from beyond the arc. They prevailed, winning Pool A with a perfect 2-0 record, averaging 21.5 points per game, reaching the winning 21-point total in each of their games so far, because they did that in their quarterfinal against Manila North, prevailing 21 points to 13. Here's the quartet that they'll be taking on from Trbovlje. Finsgaard, the former #1 ranked 3-on-3 player in the world, along with Trbov, Ovnik, and Kavjic. And these two sides met at the quarterfinals of the last year's World Tour final in Tokyo. And on that occasion, it was Novi Sad Al Hakda who prevailed. So Trbovlje looking to turn the tables, Novi Sad Al Hakda looking for a repeat victory, as both of these sides look to book their place in the World Tour final, where they will face Kranja, who eliminated New York in the most dramatic fashion in the first semi-final. So 10 minutes on the clock. And it's Trbovlje who have the first possession. Finsgaard offloads to Ovnik, bounce pass inside, and now shot from the perimeter with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Bulut with the rebound. Majstorovic drives, lots of contact, gets the shot to fall, and he'll go to the free throw line, looking to add one more. A wry smile on the face of Finsgaard. He didn't think there was anything wrong with that defensive effort. So Majstorovic looking to complete the 2-point play from the free throw line, having made the layup despite the defensive attentions of Finsgaard. Unable to convert, but gets his own rebound and fires from 2. That's an air ball. Finsgaard with the board. Now it's in the hands of Kavjic. Kavjic driving against Bulut. Finsgaard leaps high to get the board. Ovnik fires with the shot clock ticking down. Air balls all around, so shot clock violation. And then, having secured the ball, courtesy of that strong defensive sequence, Novi Sad Al Hakda give it back straight away with that turnover. So Novi Sad Al Hakda with the lead. Majstorovic taking a seat on the bench. Checking into the game is Savic. It's physical at the high post. Trbov offloads to Ovnik. as though Ovnik just took a shot to the mouth. Bullet offering a sporting apology down there on the court. So Trbovlje in the low post with Ovnik, with Trbov. So it's Trbov working against Savic, backing his man down. Shot clock is at 5. Lowering the shoulder and trying to get into prime position, and does so eventually using all 12 seconds on the offense. And then Savic finds himself sandwiched between the Sphinx and Trbov. And that is the second offensive foul called. Excuse me, the second foul, team foul called on Trbovlje. Wonderful reception on the backdoor cut by Savic. Good find from Bullet. Drive to the lane was a beauty, but the finish didn't match it from Ovnik. Majstorovic, guarded by Kavjic, has the edge in foot speed, slices his way to the hole. Novi Sad Al-Hakda lead by 3 points to 1. And now it's Trbovlje who turned the ball over. Well, despite the elimination of Manila North, just about every fan has remained here at the Corniche as he reached the climax of this 2015 3x3 World Tour final. Bullet hangs in the lane. Can't get the shot to fall. Ovnik with the rebound. Finsgaard guarded by Bullet. Ovnik working against Jadero. Turns left, turns right, and drains it. Beautiful dream shake down in the low post by Ovnik. He brings Trbovlje back to within 1. Majstorovic for 2. Rim shot, and clattering into Finsgaard went Jadero. A whistle on the play. And that's the third team foul called on Novi Sad Al-Hakda. So Kavjic offloads to Finsgaard, who drives to the lane, takes off 2 feet, and gets the right-handed layup to fall. Tough move and good finish by Finsgaard. We are tied at 3 points apiece with 7.5 minutes to play. Bullet tried the crossover, almost lost Kavjic. Kavjic then put out a strong arm to impede his progress. And it's the third team foul called on Trbovlje. So it's all square on the scoreboard, 3 points apiece, 3 team fouls apiece, just under 7.5 minutes to play as Majstorovic fires, only finds the rim on that particular shot. Kavjic for through, my goodness. That's a big air ball from Kavjic. 10 points through pool play for the number 11 ranked 3x3 player in the world. He's 7th best in Slovenia, is Kavjic. Behind the back from Bullet. Shot clock down to 5. And Ovnik using good footwork to try and stay in front of Bullet. But he's assessed for a foul, and that's team foul number 4. So Bullet finds a streaking Majstorovic going back door. Majstorovic goes to the fadeaway in the low post and drains the high arcing fadeaway to give Novi Sad Al-Hakda a 1 point lead. Timeout on the floor. Novi Sad Al-Hakda 4, Trbovlje 3. There's the fadeaway. Picture perfect from the maestro, the number 2 ranked player in 3x3 basketball, Dejan Majstorovic. And that was the hoop where Trbov really used his body to good effect to pound his way close to the basket. There's the jump stop by Finsgaard for pulling up and finishing with the right hand. So remember, the winning team not only through to the final of this, but they increased their prize money because the runner-up guaranteed a minimum of $20,000. The winning team here gets 30,000 US dollars. The third place finishers get 16, as the two-pointer is drained to give Trbovlje a 1-point lead. Gaspar Ovnik from beyond the arc. Bullet going to work on Kavjic with the shot clock ticking down. Majstorovic back iron, gets his own rebound, tries to offload to to Savic. Kavjic was alert to pick up the loose ball. Ball worked around the perimeter, rim shot. Kavjic in amongst a bunch of players comes down with the ball, but rather than taking it up, tried to do a shovel pass to his teammate and turn the ball over. So Bullet, my goodness, he was checked hard by Kavjic. No foul, says the referee, and now Kavjic trying to post his man up. So a rather untidy passage of play of the preceding few possessions. 6 minutes to go. Novi Sad Al Wakda, the defending champions and tournament #1 seeds, trailing by 1. Bullet goes to the crossover, gets to the hoop, changes hands, couldn't find the finish. Inside to Trbov. He's guarded by Savic. Savic standing strong. Strong defensive sequence by Savic, and then finds a streaking Jadero. Foul before the shot. Ovnik whistled for the foul. It's Trbovlje's 5th. Behind the back goes Majstorovic. Oh my goodness! Players hurtling after the basketball, demonstrating just how much possession means to them. Diving in was Trbov. Came down rather worryingly on the leg, the outstretched leg of Majstorovic, but thankfully everybody up and nobody seems to be hurt. But that gives you an idea of just how much possession of the basketball means and how much victory in this basketball game means. As Bullet tried to lose his man going back door. That was unfairly held as he tried to make his advance towards the hoop. So Trbovlje racking up the foul count now as they go inside. Do Novi Sad Al Wakda to Majstorovic. He's working against Ovnik. Shot clock ticking down. It's a very physical game, this one. There was lots of grappling and bumping taking place in the low post. And now Trbov returns the compliment. Blue ball. Trbov can't believe it. And Ovnik has to step into the fray just to tell his teammate to keep his head. And the call is being corrected. The officials consulting between themselves and amending the call that was made. So, Kavjic, now a happy camper, a wry smile from Savic. As the Sphinx has it, remember, shot clock down to 3. Oh, 1 and 1. Savic can't believe it. The Sphinx, Finsgaard, put the ball on the floor, elevated high, was drifting left. And Savic, in his desperation to try and deny the shot, fouled the former #1 ranked 3x3 player in the world, who duly drained the bucket and will now go to the free throw line looking to complete a 2-point play. Simon Finsgaard completes a 2-point play to give Trbovlje a 3-point lead. Jadero with the rebound beyond the 5-minute mark, and only 4 points on the board for the defending champions. Low-scoring encounter, this one. Bullet puts the ball on the floor, goes left, takes it up with the right hand, and gets the finish. Keeps Novi Sad Al Wakda within 2. Novi Sad Al Wakda 5, Trbovlje 7, 4.5 minutes remaining, courtesy of this nice drive and finish by Mr. Bulletproof, putting the ball higher than the outstretched arm of Finsgaard. Finsgaard on the step back two, rim shot. Majstorovic with the rebound. Savic all alone, fakes the shot, drives past, offloads. Not the cleanest of passes, but a good reception by Savic. Ball still loose, and it's Ovnik who finally secures it for Trbovlje. So Finsgaard, guarded by Bullet, working on a dribble. The shot clock is at 4, right-handed hook shot. He's short. As the Sphinx finds himself among the photographers. Working the dribble, losing his man, gliding to, oh my goodness, he blew the layup. That's a tired-looking finish from Bullet, because the crossover to lose Trbov was a picture. Backdoor pass, finds Majstorovic, he makes no mistake. And so Novi Sad Al-Wakda to within 1. Novi Sad Al-Wakda 6, Trbovlje 7. And the players look as though they're feeling the pace here now. It's been a long weekend of basketball for them. So we have a 1-point ball game, but there was the botched layup attempt by the man who is the #1 ranked 3x3 player in the world, Dusan Bulut. And the crossover was a classy move, but the finish, anything but. There's the shot where the concentration from Finsgaard was immense. He was fouled by Savic and then completed the 2-point play from the free throw line. There's a wonderful high arcing finish at the basket. But then how about this? The crossover leaves his defender for dead. Wide open lane to the basket. And perhaps thankful that the director chose to cut there, because Bullet had his blushes spared in slow-mo after missing the layup that he created for himself. So Novi Sad Al-Wakda can tie or take the lead here. Bullet puts the ball on the floor, drives, offloads to a streaking Jadero, outside to Majstorovic, in and out. And Bullet gets this layup to 4. We are tied at 7 points apiece. Low-scoring semi-final, this one. 3 minutes to go. Trbov, too strong. Ovnik fighting inside, pivoting his way through, and will go to the free throw line for 1 shot as he's fouled in the act of shooting. So square on the scoreboard once again, 7 points apiece, 6 team fouls apiece. The next one committed by either side will send the opposition to the free throw line for 2 shots, and in the context of this game, 2 free throw opportunities, absolutely huge. Remember, in their 3 games to this point, Novi Sad Al-Wakda have reached the 21-point winning total. So the free throw good by Ovnik. Novi Sad Al-Wakda trailing by 1. Novi Sad Al-Wakda 7, Trbovlje 8. 3 minutes to go. Inside to Majstorovic, tosses it out to Jadero. He fakes, drives, gets to the basket, blows the layup once more. And this game, well, there's still plenty of basketball in it, and of course it's a 1-point game. But after that shot falls, and the blown layups by Novi Sad Al-Wakda, is it perhaps one of those days for Novi Sad Al-Wakda? Majstorovic wants to prove otherwise. Now, fighting for that loose ball after Kavjic did a terrific job getting himself into position was Jadero. That's a 7th foul, so to the free throw line, Kavjic will go. How about this for a spectacular finish by Finsgaard? Can't make the first, but still he's looking to increase the advantage of the tournament #3 seeds. And he makes it. So Trbovlje lead by 2. Novi Sad Al-Wakda 8, Trbovlje 10. Spin move too strong off the glass, and Novi Sad Al-Wakda really are shooting poorly, both inside and out. Majstorovic has been relatively accurate, but nice spin move on the interior. Trbovlje's lead is 3, 2 minutes remaining, and another error of execution. Terrific hustle by Bulut. Majstorovic goes inside, swoops to the hole, can't finish at the basket. So the shooting woes of Novi Sad Al Wakda continue as we're inside the 2-minute mark. 1 minute 55 to go. Novi Sad Al Wakda 8, Trbovlje 11, and we have a timeout on the floor with less than 2 minutes to go. Novi Sad Al Wakda have committed 17 fouls. Trbovlje, their next foul will put them in the penalty. And such a low-scoring affair, this one. Novi Sad Al Wakda have passed the 21-point total in all of their matches so far. Trbovlje lost by 2 to Haarlem in pool play and beat Kołobrzeg 19 points to 12. So they've had 19 points in their 2 pool games. And they currently lead the defending champions by 3. So Bulut, guarded by Finsgaard, goes to the spin move, back to the middle, loses his footing, offloads to Majstorovic, who has to fire under pressure from the shot clock. Rebounded or secured by Trbov, who streaks across the lane. Savic is defending him. Initiating contact is Trbov. Finsgaard from beyond the arc, a back iron. Majstorovic hustles after it before offloading to Bulut. A minute and a half to go. Novi Sad Al Wakda trailing by 3. Here's the 2 that can reduce the deficit, and he drains it. A spectacular play by the #1 ranked player in the world. Dusan Bulut drains the long-range 2 and will now go to the free throw line for 2 more. What a play by the #1 ranked player in the world. Bulut, when his team needed it most, comes up big with a spectacular hoop and will now go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Makes the first. And Novi Sad Al Wakda right back into this game. We are tied at 11. Dusan Bulut completes a 4-point play to give Novi Sad Al Wakda a 1-point lead. Finsgaard responds with a 2-pointer of his own. Trbovlje go back in front by 1. Timeout on the floor. 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining. And Novi Sad Al Wakda find themselves trailing once again. I said it was a timeout, but the action continues. So Bulut, guarded by Ovnik. Majstorovic offloads to Bulut. He goes for the pull-up 2. There was contact again. The shot's off the rim. Finsgaard elevated sky high to pull down the board. Ovnik wrestling on the inside. Finsgaard goes to the pull-up, and he has come red hot just when his team need it. A 2-pointer on his previous possession. On this possession, he hits the tough pull-up J. And with 48 seconds remaining, Novi Sad Al Wakda are trailing by 2. Finsgaard looking to take over down the stretch. Can Bulut and his teammates respond as they seek to defend their title? Bulut picks up his dribble. Touch pass finds Savic, a wide open layup. They elect not to take the wide open shot. It's a shot clock violation. Why on earth did Savic not put the ball in the basket? Majstorovic is furious. He had a wide open lane. He elected not to shoot. And the defense was effectively Matador style by Trbovlje because they didn't want to commit a foul. Error of execution committed by Savic, it has to be said. And now his teammates find themselves in a tough spot. Trailing by 2, 30 seconds to go. Novi Sad Al Wakda 12, Trbovlje 14. Shot by the Sphinx is off the rim. And now he gets it from the perimeter. Who can pick up this loose ball? Do you have to ask? It's Finsgaard. Wide open shot to beat the shot clock buzzer. 11 seconds to go. Novi Sad Al-Waqda need a 2 to tie. They skip. It's Majstorovic from beyond the arc, and he drains it. We are tied at 14 points apiece as the maestro, Dejan Majstorovic, had ice water in his veins with the game clock ticking down from beyond the arc. He took the pass with a sure-handed reception and nailed a dead-eye 2-pointer to tie this game at 14 points apiece. We are going to overtime. Novi Sad Al-Waqda's title defense remains alive. Spectacular scenes here at the Corniche in Abu Dhabi. And that man deserves a huge round of thanks from his teammates because they have avoided a bullet here by forcing overtime. The crowd absolutely enthralled by what they're witnessing. Novi Sad Al-Waqda, the #1 ranked team in the world, the defending champions, live to fight another day by forcing overtime. Possession here is crucial. The first team to 2 points will be declared the winner and will go through to the final. What strategy do you elect? Finnsgaard's been on fire from beyond the arc. So, do Novi Sad Al-Waqda go for a quick and easy one? Or do they try and secure victory right off the bat, which is what Bulut's done, and he's done so! Dusan Bulut comes up big for his team by draining a 2-pointer in overtime to send his team to back-to-back finals here in Abu Dhabi. The crowd up on their feet. The #1 ranked team in the world keep their dreams of a title defense alive, and they have done so in overtime in the most sensational fashion here in Abu Dhabi. Wonderful scenes here, sporting handshakes between the two teams. But the Abu Dhabi Sports Council in attendance are enthralled by what they've just witnessed because the #1 ranked player in the world has risen to the occasion. They had possession. Dusan Bulut took the responsibility and fired a long-range 2 from beyond the arc, which made the sweet sound of splash as it tickled the twine to go through the basket and send Novi Sad Al-Waqda through to the championship game for the second successive 3x3 World Tour. Final score in overtime here in Abu Dhabi, Novi Sad Al-Waqda 16, Trbovlje 14. Novi Sad Al-Waqda are through to the championship game for the second World Tour final in succession.
Strong defense, so they were able to make it up. Strong defense, so they were able to. Here we go. Savage. Savage. Maestro. Let's move to the backfield. Left hand zero. Maestro. Let's move to the backfield. Left hand zero. Turn around, jump shot on. Zero. Turn around, jump shot on. Copy to the back with the flex. Space layup is good. Copy to the back with the flex. Space layup. The Maestro. Pump fake, fadeaway shot. The Maestro. Pump fake, fadeaway shot. Hold it, rolls up. Hold it, rolls up. Forever, never off the open. Yesterday. So now we have blue ball. Pull up shot. Nice defense, nice action. Oh, it rolls out. Mr. Bullet. Strong move, it's too strong. Off it. Pump fake. The Sphinx handle With a crossover, step back track. With a crossover, step back track. With a crossover, step back track. And against Sliver. With a crossover, step back track. The Sphinx. The Sphinx. The Sphinx. The Sphinx pulls up. The Maestro. The Maestro. We go into sudden death. The first team to score 2 points. Mr. Bulletproof pulls up. Mr. Bulletproof pulls up. Mr. Bulletproof pulls up. Please support Novi Sad.